Everyone thinks Clay raised a $3.1 billion valuation because they grew 300% in 6 months, but they're wrong. Clay raised a $3.1 billion valuation because they did something that most founders would never do. It's not cold email, it's not paid ads, it's not growth hacks. In today's video, I'm gonna break down Clay's unconventional growth strategy that took them from 20 customers paying $200 a month to a $3.1 billion valuation in just 3 years, and how you can apply these principles to your own business. Let's dive in. When Varun Anand joined Clay as the GTM co-founder in late 2021, they had fewer than 20 customers paying between $100 and $200 per month. Most founders in this position would have made a list of people they thought were ICP, created hundreds of throwaway domains, run cold email campaigns through Instantly or Smart Lead, run some LinkedIn ads, and then hoped for results. Varun did the exact opposite. For 12 straight months, he sat on calls from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. every single day. He did what he calls a reverse demo, where the customer would share their screen, and then Varun would give them a Clay sign-up link and use Zoom's annotation feature to guide them through solving an actual problem. His goal was simple: to solve their problem in the first 20 to 25 minutes and blow their minds in the process. Here's an example of how this worked. Let's say a small private equity firm in Kansas City wanted to find plumbers in Omaha and Missouri that they could acquire. They would scrape Google Maps, then enrich data with founding year, reviews, owner info, and the contact details for that owner. And then within 30 minutes, within Varun guiding them, the customer was able to do it all themselves within Clay. That's extremely powerful because customers gained confidence that they did it themselves. They knew that they could replicate it without hand-holding. Varun got a UX masterclass by watching exactly what new customers struggled with when using Clay, the product. And he'd take notes on every friction point, then work with Eric, an engineer, and ship fixes the same day. Clay went from having to do 7 demos to close $200 a month customer to a year later being a fully PLG motion that required no call at all. Why? Because the feedback loop was instant. They would notice something on a call, fix it that day, then test it on the next call. Varun didn't wait for inbound leads. He went hunting in the exact places his ideal customers hung out. He lived in communities like Jesse Willette's SAS Yacht Club. This is where their ICP, which is lead gen agencies, spent their time all day long. He looked for people with problems that Clay could solve, and that became the source of his calls. He personally scoured forums like Modern Sales Pros. He searched for keywords related to Clay's domain, and then he found around 30 people who said something intelligent about topics related to Clay that he could help with, and he emailed them directly. No cold email sequences, no throwaway domains, no paid ads, no fancy automation. Just manual, brutal sourcing of prospects and one-to-one conversations for 12 whole months. Most people completely misunderstand Clay's success. When I asked Varun why their valuation had more than doubled from 1.25 to 3.1 billion in just 6 months, here's exactly what he said. It's because we have a culture that's still doing exactly what I did for the entire first year. We are constantly talking to customers and using that feedback to improve our product every single day. What I explained before wasn't just a phrase, it became foundational to how Clay operates. They built a customer discovery process into their DNA. Every team member stays connected to real customer problems. They're obsessive about the feedback loop, and it never stopped. Clay has an incredibly strong product market fit today, and it's not because they got lucky. It's because they actually did an insane amount of customer discovery to get there, and they built that process into their culture, and they're still doing it today. Once Clay had this foundation, they layered something brilliant on top of it. Everyone thinks Clay's paying 50 plus creators $1,000 a month or more to get hundreds of pieces of UGC posted every week. They're completely wrong. Here's Clay's best kept secret about their UGC strategy. Clay's content performs better than any other content that a Clay agency could create themselves. These lead gen agencies find their customers by posting on LinkedIn. And when they get to post workflow videos showing Clay automations, these posts get incredible reach. Better performing content equals more reach equals more customers for the agency. Clay doesn't have to pay its creators because content about Clay grows the agency's business faster than anything else they could write. There's a few other things working in Clay's favor. Number one, Clay can be a managed service that agencies run on behalf of brands. This increases increases billable monthly recurring revenue for those agencies. And number two, Clay content makes agencies look smart and cutting edge. Clay understands that agencies want visibility and recognition more than anything. With Clay's email list of over 100,000 people and massive web traffic, they can give their best partners incredible visibility. Bruno Estrella, good friend of mine, is their head of marketing, and he manages the entire UGC operation. Here's how they built it. They track hundreds of mentions per month about Clay, and it's very much a community program that revolves around their product. The main incentives are not monetary. It's recognition, networking, and revenue generation for the actual agency. So here's what they actually do. They have weekly and bi-weekly meetings with their top creators, one-on-one personally, where they're giving them content ideas about what to post about Clay. They have an internal goal for the monetary value that the creators need to make for themselves every quarter, not for Clay. They help creators get into large deals and implementation projects with bigger companies. That's actual leads to the agency. And then they do fun stuff like sending custom bobblehead figurines to their top partners so that they'll be brand affinity and they'll just stay loyal to Clay. All this works because Clay's agencies are all business owners who want to make more money, and the incentives are naturally aligned. These creators aren't doing this because they love Clay. They do love Clay, but that's not the reason they're creating. They're doing it because it helps them grow their own businesses. This creates a self-sustaining growth loop. New Clay creators create content about Clay because it performs well and it grows their agency's business. That content generates awareness on LinkedIn and through search. Some percentage of people visit Clay's site from that content, and of those, new Clay agencies pop up and make new Clay content, and the loop starts again and goes around and around. Clay's the hottest company in B2B right now. They just raised $3.1 billion with revenue set to triple to over $100 million this year. But that's not because some magic growth hack or because they got lucky. It's because they combined two things that most founders refuse to do. First, they obsessed over customer discovery in a way that was painful and manual. And second, they built a UGC machine by aligning their success with their agency ecosystem success. Varun spent 12 months doing reverse demos from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., taking notes and shipping fixes the same day. Then they built customer obsession into their culture, and they layered on a UGC strategy where creators promote Clay because it helps the creators make more money. And if you want to build a unicorn someday, you must start where Varun started, because unicorns are not born from growth hacks. They're born slowly, one customer discovery call at a time. And by the way, if you want to start having those same high intent customer conversations that Varun was having with people that are already interested in what you're building, then use our B2B to identify your anonymous website visitors for free. We'll show you exactly who's on your site right now, then send their LinkedIn profiles to your Slack, and you can reach out while they're hot. So click the first link below and get started completely free. And if you want to see the best marketing strategies for SaaS in 2026, then watch this video next.